Yeah, good morning, students. Good morning, all of you. So, today we are going to start our session and we are going to see about searching for solution. So, just getting a brief introduction of or a brief discussion on what we did into the previous session. So, our previous session was focused on problem solving agents. Okay, and we saw that what is the behavior of an agent, okay, while solving a problem, which things are important. We discussed something about what is a state space. We also discussed about what do we mean by solution. We also discussed about what do we mean by path. We also discussed about what do we mean by path cost, okay. And we took examples of certain problem solving agents, okay, like vacuum cleaner agent, like the eight puzzle, like eight queen problem, okay. Also we discussed certain real life examples like traveling salesman problem, the routing problems. So all those things focused on problem solving agents and what is the approach of an agent while solving a particular problem. How does it start with initial state, then it traverses itself to a big state space, and after that state space is fine, it finds a particular path, okay, wherein the journey is all about the initial state and all the next consecutive states which help the agent to go towards the goal state, okay. So that was about problem solving agent, okay. Now the today's discussion, okay, is about searching for solution, okay. So now what was solution? First of all, so that term has already came to us when we discussed about problem solving agent. So what do we mean by solution? Okay, so we know that solution is nothing but whatever the path we have from the initial state to goal state. So that whole process or that whole path or maybe all those states which we have come across, which the agent has come across from initial state to goal state, will all be a part of solution, okay. So the today's focus will be how or what will be the approach of an agent for searching the solution, okay. Fine. So today we are going to see about the general search algorithm. So there are two general search algorithms, tree search and graph search, okay. Students, going forward now, our discussion may be in next many sessions will be just focused on searching, because as I told you in the beginning also, searching is the most important part of, we can say, any AI application, and maybe the most important part for any AI agent, okay. Giving understanding the percept, okay, and giving the action, that is understood, but then what happens in between? So searching is that major function which happens in between, okay, which actually tells how which action needs to be taken so that this state can be found. So whole that process which happens in between, okay, between the input and output, the major focus will be on the searching. And going forward we will be discussing variety of search algorithms, okay, or we can say variety of search techniques which actually are used in many AI applications, okay, for searching. Because one more thing why searching is important, because we are already aware that the AI system will be fed or will be already given immense of information in the beginning itself, okay. All this data will already be loaded into the system, but then how fast it can search, how relevant it can search, okay, or how does it search so that it is nearby to the goal state, that is whole, or that is the major understanding. And that's where the search comes into the picture, okay. We already are aware about what is the power of search, okay. We do use immense of things where datas are already loaded, and the main importance of them, okay, why they are existing today is because they provide a search which is very relevant, they provide a search which is very fast, okay. And that's what the same expectation, okay. So today, on a very general basis, we are going to see what do we mean by these search algorithms or how they are going to work, okay, when we talk about an AI agent. what is the infrastructure for search algorithms, okay, what they basically are going to use, and how we can decide or how we can know that this search algorithm is better than this one. Okay, so measuring problem solving performance. So basically we can we all know that what an algorithm is, and we are also aware about something known as complexity of algorithm, that the algorithm can behave as a best case, as a worst case, or as an average case. Okay, and depending on what time and what resources it uses. So similar way, there are multiple search algorithms available, okay, which will be our focus into our consecutive sessions ahead. But then today we on a general basis will see, okay, that when there are multiple search algorithms available, okay, which one to use. Fine. So first of all, we're going to start with something known as tree search. These are general search algorithms. General search means this is something which happens basically in any search algorithm on a general basis. Okay. Now, tree search algorithm, the name is given because the data arrangement, okay, will be into the tree structure. Okay, and that's why the name is given as tree search algorithm. Okay, so now let us see what are the inputs of it. Okay, and what are the inputs to it. Okay, and what it basically returns. Okay. So the tree search algorithm, okay, takes the problem and a strategy, okay, and returns a solution or a failure. So this is the input. It is going to take a problem. So now instead of percept, okay, the terminology has been changed to problem. Okay, because now we are focusing on problem solving agents, wherein we have already understood, okay, what are the percepts, and now we are focused on a problem. Problem means we are focused on a particular state, and now we have to go about that how from this state we can go to another state, what action we have to take basically. Okay, so when you talk about a solution, okay, solution is nothing but we can say specific actions which are going to be taken by the agent. Now, so how does it start? Initialize the search tree using the initial state of the problem. So a search tree will be formed, and the search tree will be initialized with the initial state of the problem. Now we are already aware of what do we mean by the initial state of the problem. Okay, so in whatever situation the agent is, okay, at the very first state, that will be the initial state of the problem, and the agent can be in any state. That's why initial state can be anything. Okay, now something will go into a continuous loop. Okay, what is it? If there are no candidates for expansion, then return failure. Okay, so let's say you are in initial state and going forward, okay, there is no other state found which can help you to go forward from initial state to next state, then you have to return failure, which will be very 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 rare case. Okay, means in that case it might happen that the initial state may be very much irrelevant. Okay, or let's say the initial state may have certain things, okay, which are very much incomplete. So this is a very rare case when there will be no state available after the initial state, and so in that case expansion is not possible. What do we mean by expansion? Expansion means there is no possibility from going to another state from these initial state. Okay, in that case there is no possibility of a solution, and if there is no possibility of solution, then we have to return the failure. Okay, or so if this is not the case, choose a leaf node for expansion according to the strategy, which means now the node is available. The node is available in the tree. Okay, so let's say the first node was your initial state, and now of course from initial state there will be multiple other possible states which we will call this set, which we will call their leaf node. Okay, so now what we have to do is we have to choose a leaf node in such a way that it is according to the strategy. So what is the strategy over here? Okay, the strategy will be nothing but it will tell us about the performance measure, or maybe some model will be there which will actually help us to understand that from this state, okay, choosing this state will be better. So there will be certain, you know, model based algorithm or a goal based algorithm internally working for this tree search algorithm, and every time when the searching happens, it has to, you know, it has to match whether it is according to the strategy or not. or maybe it is simply, it has to match that whether it is nearer to the performance measure of that agent. Okay, so that's how it will happen. If node contains the goal state, then return the corresponding solution. Okay, now what we have done is, first of all, the algorithm started with initial state. Okay, then now of course it cannot stay at the initial state forever. It has to move ahead till where? Till the goal state. So it started finding from this initial state now which next state I should jump to. Let's say if it cannot jump to any other state, then it will return failure. Or what it will do is it will jump to a different state, okay, on depending on strategy. Remember students, when it jumps from one state to another, it has to take an action. Okay, so parallelly what one more thing will happen is some actions will be taken, and by that action it will jump from one state to another state. Okay, so that has happened. Okay, now when it has jumped to another state, it will find out whether this state is equals to goal state. Okay, so again, the chances are very less that after the initial state, the very next state that is found is the goal state itself. That is not possible. So if the node contains the goal state, if it is so, then it will return the solution. But it will not be so. Okay, this state will happen, or goal state will come after multiple states from the initial state. So then what it will do, else expand the node and add resulting nodes to the search tree. Okay, so now because goal state is not found, okay, it has to further expand the node. And what will happen, the search tree will keep on increasing. Okay, which means new and new states are getting found. Now because this is going to be a loop, okay, loop until and unless the goal state is not found. Okay, so the solution, see what two things it can return, either it can return failure or it can return solution. So only in these two cases it is going to exit. If it does not return failure, okay, it is not going to exit. It will try searching for the solution. Solution will be found only when goal state is achieved. So until and unless goal state is not achieved, we can see over here our search tree will keep on increasing. Our search tree will keep on adding the nodes which are different states from the initial state. And finally, when goal state will be achieved, we can, what will be the solution? So student, solution will be a path. Why a path? Because we would have all the sequence or consecutive nodes which have started from initial state, and the last node will be the goal state. So that is in general what we call it as tree search algorithm, and this is how it works. Okay, it works on a problem, it works on a strategy, and it could either return a failure or it could return a solution. Okay. The search tree will be initialized with the initial state of the problem. If there are no further if there is nothing which is after the initial state, then it will return failure, or it will choose a leaf node, okay, according to the strategy. And this process will go on and on until the solution is found. Now the most important part is how it is going to choose a leaf node, okay, or from where exactly the leaf node will be chosen. Okay, so there will be one more tree, okay, which will already be loaded with what we call it as state space. So remember students, now we are talking about two different things. One is search tree. What is search tree actually accumulating? The different states with the agent is founding relevant for the problem. And there will be one bigger tree which we will call it as state space. That will be the universal tree, or we can say the universal set of states and action. So it will have multiple nodes into it. From that multiple nodes, this tree search algorithm will find out one node which is relevant and put it into the search tree. Okay, it will see whether it is the goal state or not. No, go back to the major tree, find out one more thing, put it over there. Okay, if goal state found, no, okay, go back to the main tree, find out one more node which is relevant. Okay, so what is going to happen? Okay, from a big state space, okay, one path will be found out, okay, or one path will be achieved, and that will be considered as the search tree. Okay, so that is nothing but what we call it as your tree search algorithm. Now, The next one is almost similar, okay, but the formation is not tree, okay, it's graph, okay. Now when there is a tree, we know that the direction is mostly start from beginning and it goes towards down, okay. It starts from root and it goes towards the leaf node. But when we talk about graph, okay, there are possibilities that graph can be bidirectional, okay. Graph is something, okay, a data structure which basically can move to both of the direction. So that's how it will differ. And there will be certain, we can say, more things, okay, which we can have when we are going to use the graph search algorithm. So it completely depends on what is the searching mechanism for the agent, okay. So tree is also very useful and graph is also very useful depending on what is the searching mechanism. Okay, fine. So let's understand how does the graph search work. Again, it takes problem strategy and it will return either solution or failure. Now it has two things. It has the search tree in itself, okay, and it has the it has an explode set, okay, using the initial. So it contains two things. It contains a search tree and it contains an explode set, okay. Now what do we mean by explode set? Okay, the leaf nodes which are already explode, okay, which are already explode, which means which have already which we have already picked up, the agent has already picked up. Now, how does it work? So again, it's going to go into loop and loop until and unless it either returns a solution or it returns a failure. If there are no candidates for expansion, then return failure, or choose a leaf node for expansion according to the strategy. If the node contains the goal state, then return the corresponding solution. Okay. So these are the three things which are common to tree search. Now, add the node to the explode set, okay, which means, let's say, what has happened that if you have not got the goal state and instead you have got a node which is just expanded according to the strategy, it is going to be added to the explode set, okay. Expand the node and add the resulting node to the search tree, okay. So whatever node has been found into the explode set, okay, we have to again expand it and add that resulting nodes to the search tree. So over here what is happening is that nodes are getting expanded and the major node is there into the explode set, whereas the another nodes will go into the search tree, and both will be parallelly matched, okay, to going forward. Now why it is so? Okay, because if at all there is a possibility to go back in the sense, let's say after performing certain number of searches we come to know that maybe the goal state is not going to be achieved into this direction, then we may have to go back to the previous node. So what will happen? That will be stored into the explode set, okay. Here we are not talking about to go back. Here it is just trying to tell us that there will be a search tree, okay, and there will be an explode set, okay. So major nodes will be stored into the explode set, and as well as the corresponding resulting nodes will be stored into the search tree, okay. And the expansion will happen in such a way, okay. So whenever the expansion will happen, it will first see that these nodes should not be in explode set, neither they should be into the search tree. Then only it will store into the explode set, which means it will try to avoid repetition into the explode set, as well as it will try to avoid repetition into the search tree, okay. So only unique nodes are going to come when it comes to the explode set as well as to the search tree. So the working is very much similar, but the matching data structure could be a graph, okay. The only difference between both of them will be that over here it might be possible to go back to a previous node, okay, which might not be possible into the case of to the tree. So that is about the graph search algorithm, students, okay. It is going to make use of a search tree, it is going to make use of an explode set, okay, and then it is going to follow the same procedure, but it will store the node into the explode set and the resulting nodes into the search tree, okay. Fine. So this was about a general graph search algorithm. Now, all the searching algorithms which we are going to understand, okay, further, okay, just giving certain example, we are going to understand about what is breadth first search, what is depth first search, what are heuristic search techniques, okay. So all these algorithms, all these searching algorithms, okay, which we are going to understand, will actually follow the similar strategy with some more enhancements, okay. So they will either work on a functionality which we understood in tree search or graph search, okay. So this is the base, this is just, we can say, a base for those searching algorithms. So this will be the strategy, but depending on their type, okay, they might choose another internal strategy to go towards the leaf node. So they will work like this. They have to they will either return failure, they will either return a solution, and they have to go till they found the goal state, okay. So that is the main thing, whether it is a breadth first search algorithm or a depth first search algorithm or any searching algorithm, this is the main thing that they have to do. Now how they do that, okay, so the efficiency increases, so the time consumption is less, okay, that depends upon on their own working, okay. So they will have their own different working by which, and of course it will also differ from application to application. Not all applications can use the similar search algorithm, okay. So it also depends on those things, and in that manner the search algorithms will differ. So that search algorithms we will be covering into our consecutive sessions ahead. So today we discussed about general search algorithms, that is what is tree search and what is a graph search, okay, and what will be their behavior and how they are going to work, okay. Going forward, okay, when we talk about search algorithms, okay, what exactly do we need, okay, which means, okay, we just talk key, we have to do like this, okay, and the agent have to find out like this. So now what exactly will be the technicalities behind that, what exactly the we need to keep, so as a development of a search algorithm, which things are there which are important. So search algorithms require a data structure to keep track of search tree that is being constructed. Of course, what we saw is that a search tree is continuously getting constructed. Constructed means new and new nodes are getting appending to that tree. So we need a data structure. Okay. Now, what will be that into the data structure? For each node n of tree, we have to construct a structure that contains 4 components. Okay. So we already know what a tree looks like. And now for each node, there will be 4 components. Which 4 components? First is state. The state in the state space to which the node corresponds. Okay. So remember students, we just discussed that this search tree will be a subset of a bigger state space. Okay. And in that state space, there will be many states. Now, when we have constructed one node, it will just represent only one state from that big state space. So n dot state will represent that state. Okay. N dot parent, the node in the search tree that generated this node. Okay. So this node have come after. So let's say one state have come after the initial state. Okay. There was one initial state, and after that one state has came. So what will be the parent for the new state? The initial state. Okay. But this is going to go on and on. Okay. From that state, another state will be generated. In that case, what will be the parent? Okay. The previous node. So parent will take care about the parent node, which is being which is the parent in the search tree which is generated right now. Okay, what another thing is important? Action. The action that was applied to the parent to generate the node. Okay, so we already know that to go from one state to another state, we have to take an action. Okay, and that will be nothing but the link that is connected to one node to the another node. So let's say node 1 represents initial state, node 2 represents state 1. How? From initial state it has jumped to state 1. Okay, it cannot just jump. Okay, it has to take a particular action which has made the agent traverse from what we call it as initial state to state 1. Okay, so that will be stored, and what will be stored will be the path cost. Okay, so what is the path from initial state to the node? Okay, or yes, or it may also store the individual path cost also. That depends upon how path cost we want to store, whether we want to store the path cost of the of the whole journey from initial state towards the node that is generated right now, or we may store the individual path cost also. Okay, so this will be very much understandable because we already have seen what are these components. We already know what is a state space, we already know what is action and path cost. Okay, so now what here we are trying to understand is that whenever a search tree is formed, now first of all we have to understand what this search tree will have. This search tree will have information about the initial state and all the consecutive states which has helped to reach towards the goal state. And of course this search tree will have the goal state also. So there will be initial state, goal state, that they will be two nodes, and in between there will be multiple other nodes which are nothing but different states. Now every node will be representing information about the state, about the parent, about the action it has taken to come to this state, and about the path cost. Okay, so this will be the internal data structure maintained. Now why it is a data structure? Okay, why the word data structure it is used? Because it has to be just created temporarily. Why? Because whatever the search tree is created right now, it is not going to use be forever. Okay, so there is no need to store this search tree somewhere into the memory where it is going to be used for years and years. No, the search tree will keep on changing according to what is the percept, according to what is the requirement. Okay, according to how the algorithm has to behave in this situation. And because the initial states for the algorithm is going to change, the search tree will also is going to keep on changing. So these search trees will be just created locally into the memory. Okay, useful till the time the goal state is achieved. Yes, if required, again, let's say we need our algorithm to learn itself, then yes, we do need memory to let's say store this search trees somewhere. Okay, because we want our algorithms, okay, to learn. We want our algorithms to learn and understand the pattern by themselves, but that is the next story. Okay, so that we can discuss on later on. As of now, what we can understand is these search trees will be created locally into the memory just to serve the purpose on going from initial state towards the goal state from a very bigger state space. Okay, which is again stored into the memory or maybe somewhere else. It will just find out which states are relevant for these initial state to go towards the goal state. Okay, and every node will represent information about the state, about the parent, about the action, about the path cost. Okay, so yes students, this was about the infrastructure of the search algorithms. Fine, going ahead now, how we will be able to understand? So we just came to know that if we want to search, okay, then there will be multiple algorithms available, but then how we would be able to know that which search algorithm we have to use? Okay, or which is going to serve our purpose, or basically how our performance measure of the agent is going to be increased. So the first thing will be the completeness. Is the algorithm guaranteed to find a solution, okay, when there is one? So whether the algorithm will help, okay, to find a solution when there is one, of course, okay, the solution has to be there, then only it is possible. So whether the algorithm is complete or it is just loose end, okay, even though the solution is there but it does not have a capacity to reach over there. So that one thing that we need from the algorithm is the completeness. So no matter whatever search algorithm we are using, that is the one thing which is very important, that it should have the behavior of completeness. Second, it should have the behavior of optimality, which means it should try to find out the optimal solution. Okay, we know what is an optimal solution. Okay, a solution which has a reduced path cost. Okay, next is time complexity. So time complexity simply means how long does it take to find a solution. Okay, so of course we want an algorithm whose time complexity should be less in the sense it should take less time to find a solution. And again, most important, space complexity. How much memory is needed to perform a search? As we already understood that a search tree will be formed, okay, and then this search tree can become very bigger. Okay, understand certain applications like like a chess playing agent, wherein it is really unpredictable to say how much states could come in between from initial state to goal state, and these all will be a part of a search tree. So, and this is all going to be stored locally. Okay, if the when we talk about space complexity, we are not talking about a data storage which is there available to us 24/7 and which is fixed. We are talking about a data storage which is just locally. So basically our focus will be into the random access memory, okay, or maybe certain memories like cache or flash in between, okay, wherein the storages are just for certain time and then they go back. But yes, these search trees will be constructed into those storage spaces only. So it is very important that what is the space complexity, okay, that is also very important, that how much memory is needed to perform the search. Fine. Now, so the important factors for the performance measure will be completeness, optimality, time complexity, and the space complexity. To assess the effectiveness of the algorithm, we can consider just the search cost, which typically depends on the time complexity, but can also include a term of memory usage. So finally, the total cost will be the search cost plus the path cost. So these all parameters are very important to understand that which search algorithm we have to consider. See, why this discussion is important? Because going forward, we are going to discuss variety of search algorithms. Now, while we discuss the search algorithms, it may happen that mostly all of them may be complete. Okay, I'm telling maybe because certain may not be complete also. But let's say all of them are complete. All of them are complete means all of them guarantee that they will help to find a solution. Fine. Which means every algorithm can be considered? No. In that case, we have to start looking upon the other parameters of the algorithm. And what are the other parameters of the algorithm? That is the optimality. We have to see whether the algorithm helps to have an optimal behavior or not. We have to see whether the time consumption is less or not. And we also have to see the space complexity, that is how much memory it is being used. Okay, and that's how we can measure the performance, okay, of these problem solving search algorithm basically, okay, which will basically belong to a category of either a tree search algorithm or a graph search algorithm. Okay, and uh, and then whatever algorithm suits to the need of the agent, or whatever algorithm suits in such a way that it can have the best performance measure, then that algorithm should be taken, and basically that algorithm will help the agent to tell what actions need to be considered and will help the agent to move from the initial state towards the goal state. Okay, so now which are another things, okay, which are also important when we talk about the performance measure. Okay, or basically what we want to say is that when we talk about that, we have to consider the path cost, the search cost. Okay, then on what factors this will be dependent? So this will be dependent on the three things. First, the branching factor or the maximum number of successes. Okay, so either if you talk about a tree or you talk about a graph, okay, there will be branching factor or the successes, which means starting from the root node till the leaf node, how many number of successes are there in between. Okay, and we are talking about the maximum number of successes, so that will be B. Then depth of the shallowest node. Okay, so here we are talking about that there will be one node which will be lying at the very end. Okay, so what is the distance of that node from the initial node? Why we have to consider this? Because it might happen our solution or our goal state may reside at the shallowest node also, so it is very important to consider that. Fine. Next is the maximum length of any path in the state space. Okay, so what is the maximum length of any path? See, what is path? Path is going to be the subset into the state space. Okay, so if we take any path, then what is the maximum length? Okay, so which is a path in a state space which is having maximum length? Of course, we can understand that all these three parameters are related to each other because they tell us about an information on how, starting from the initial state to go towards the goal state, all the maximum things are considered. Okay, so let's say the maximum number of successes, the maximum length of path, because these things will help, to understand the worst scenario. Why the worst scenario? Okay, we can understand the worst complexity, which means, let's say if the goal state resides extremely far away from the initial state, then how the algorithm is going to behave. Okay, how in this scenario basically the algorithm is going to help to go from initial state towards the goal state. And this can be a very complex and big process, because the state space is very high. The branching of the state space will be very, very, very high. Okay, talking about a chess playing agent is very big scenario. Even if we take an example of a agent playing a tic-tac-toe, okay, wherein the environment is very less. Okay, we have to just consider 9 blocks. When we will actually take this problem, and when we will actually understand the state space of this problem, we can understand how branching is important. Okay, and how how much nodes will be there. Okay, when we consider the state space. Okay, and where our actually the goal state will belong to. So these all things are important. Okay, when we need to calculate our problem and the performance measure related to the problem. Okay, so again, while understanding the measure performance measure, we have to take care the completeness, optimality, time complexity, and space complexity of our searching algorithm. Okay, and also we need to consider, okay, whatever data structure that we are using for the state space, we have to consider the branching factor, the depth of the shallowest node, and the maximum length of any part into that state space. Okay, fine. So today we understood about tree search and graph search. Okay, so they work on a problem and a strategy, and what they do is they find out a node for expansion. They look whether it is equals to the goal state or not. If it is not equals to the goal state, they just keep on appending into a search tree. Graph search uses one more thing, that is explore set. Okay, which will store the information about all the nodes which are already explored. Okay, to form the search tree. Then we saw that when we talk about the search algorithms, the infrastructure that is needed is, we need to know about the state of the node, we need to know about the parent of the node, we need to know about what action was actually taken to go to this state, and we also need to know about the path cost. Okay, and while understanding the performance measure, what we understood is that uh, how the factors like time complexity, space complexity, then completeness, then optimality, okay, branching factors, all these make a very important role to decide which algorithm need to be used. Okay, fine. Yeah, okay, students, that was there for today. Thank you all of you.